Right now let's do an X, Y and Z axis gauging. I have a gauge already set up here. I'm gonna jog it down. I'm gonna switch to handle and jog it down so we have it in the right position. Let's go from Y. I like this machine also because the other Kiwas you see on the market, they have a little bit less travels on that. So basically on this one you have 6,000 RPMs, 6,000 RPM spindle, 20 tools, tool changer, BT40 you know, holders, BT40 setup on that. The travel on a Z from one soft limit to the other is 18.5 inches. And on X travel it's 24 inches, and on Y it's going to be 16.1 inch. The table size on this is 31 inches and 3/8 by 17 inches and 1/8. And the distance from zero position on a Z axis to a table, it's 23 inches. I don't know if I said it already, but it has rigid tapping, so there is no need for using the fancy clutches, you know, and have inaccurate tap, you know, the thread on your part. This one actually got solid tap, so rigid tapping made by Fanuc. Beautiful option. Beautiful option, and your thread is going to be very, very accurate and good. Let's see on a gauge. Let's set it up. Let's set up a gauge so we can make measurements. Let's start, you know, from a X-axis first, and we can go a little bit with Y. There it goes. That's our Y. All right. And let's start with X-axis gauging. Okay, I'm gonna switch it here for 0.01. That's actually one graduation on our indicator, and I'm gonna zero it out indicator for a 0 right here. Beautiful. We have a 0 on that, and I'm gonna go one step up, one step down with a wheel generator with MPG, and it should go one graduation over, one in, one out. I'm gonna zoom it out a little. Zoom it out on a gauge. So I have to have one hand free. Alright. And we're gonna go one up, one down. And this is what you can see right now. There's one, we have 0.01 graduation set on the MPG. And we go one dot, one dot. That means there is no backlash on that. It moves one graduation. Let's go to 10, beautiful. And right now I'm gonna show you, zoom out. We're gonna zero out, cancel the, in a relative position. In a relative position we're gonna cancel the X-axis. So do it at 0. And I'm gonna go back to a 0 position right here on a gauge. And we should have the same, you know, readout. Let's focus it good. We're gonna look at the gauge. We're gonna go back to 0, and we should have 10 or 0.0100. Oh, there it goes. 0.0100 on the X-axis right here. And our graduation on manual pulse generator, it's 0.001. So one click, one graduation on the indicator, and we had 10, hit the 10 over there, so we have 100 right here. And we can go actually, you know, more, even drive out, you know, a lot from it on X. Let's go back to it. And when we stop on 0, but I just forgot which, how many. Let's try on the first 0. Let's go first 0. That's not our first 0, it's 3090, so we need to go 0.3 inches deeper. Oh, it's probably this 0. No, we need to go 2 more. 1 and 1 more. Right here. I think that's gonna be it. That's it. It actually came back to 10. because we set it on 0, we had it set up on 10, and that's where we started from 10. So right now we have 0, 0, 0 on that, and we started out from 10, you know, before, so we had it set it up on 10. That's why it's right now shows 10 instead of 0 on that. And we can repeat it, maybe even let's set up on 0 right here on a gauge, and we go out and in again with we go out and in with X's. We have it on X right here, and let's go let's go in plus direction. We actually switch it to jog. I'm gonna show you, maybe so you can see the gauge and read out. And we have to go in minus, on the action plus, in the other way. Yeah, there it goes. You can see right now the gauge and the screen moving. And we'll go back to a 0 on x-axis, on 0 setup right here. Almost there. Let's switch it to a handle. We're on X, 0, and we should have 0 on the gauge. And there it is. There is a 0 on the gauge. There's a 0 on the gauge. It's beautiful. So repeats good. Backlash, it's set up. It's beautiful. It's a very, very nice axis. Right now, let's do a y-axis on that. So just, you know, gonna move a gauge in this position right here. That was an x-axis. And let's go 0.01. Go the other direction. Let's go drive out with y. And we check y in the same manner. I'm gonna just set it up right here. Let go of the magnetic base. Yeah, we'll set it up like this. So we'll have at least, you know, a little bit of a good view on a gauge. Also, there it is. I'm gonna drive in right now. Switch it to y-axis. Switch it to the y-axis. There it is. We're gonna drive in. Okay. Y-axis, and we'll zero it out here. We zero it out on a gauge also. So y, and let's do cancel. We have 0, 0. We'll set up 0 here. So whatever we do this time, whatever we do, you know, we're gonna come back to 0. And let's have it set good. And right now, let's test the backlashes on that. So I'm gonna go one graduation in and out, and I'm gonna have to do it, you know, like this with one hand. Let's see, we have right now set up 0.01 on Y, and I'm gonna go with MPG, 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 1 out. So it goes 1, 0, 1, 0, and goes every 1. That's beautiful. We're gonna come back to 0, and we should have a 0 reading on a screen. On Y, there it is. We have a 0 reading. Backlash is beautiful on that. And repeats good. We can actually drive out. We'll drive out, you know, from it. We switch it on Y right here. Yeah, let's do a quicker. And let's drive out. I want you to be able to see our Y and a gauge moving also, and screen. And we'll drive in back in. And see, you know, we should right now when we hit on Y readout, if we hit 0, we should have 0 on the indicator also. Almost there. There it is, and we should have 0 on the indicator, and that will indicate that this axis, you know, repeats good. And there it is. We have 0 on the indicator. So Y-axis is beautiful. X-axis is